Hey guys, it is Michelle and I am just filming a series of videos today because my internet connection is down and it's going to be for at least 2 days. There is an issue, so thought I would take advantage of that and get some filming done. So this is my Top 5 Wednesday video. Top 5 Wednesday is a GoodReads group that anyone can join, and the wonderful Ginger Reads Laney posts topics for every week, and you can film a video or make a blog post or whatever about that topic, and we all just share each other's ideas, and it's very fun. So I'll put a link to the GoodReads group down below. This week's topic is your top 5 favorite anti-heroes, and this was kind of fun. I ended up having to debate with my husband what an anti-hero is, and we got into this whole debate about the anti-hero versus the reformed villain, so that was kind of fun. So I'm not 100% sure that everyone will agree that these are anti-heroes, but in my opinion, these are my top 5 favorite anti-heroes. First on the list is Celaena Sardothien from Throne of Glass. That series, of course, there have been 3 books, and the 5 novellas, to me, actually read like a 4th novel and told the story of her and Sam. She is just such a kick-butt character. There are so many layers to her personality, and she, of course, is in a very questionable line of work, but she tries to resolve things in a more moral fashion than what her bosses or employers would always want her to. So there is a good side to her somewhat. I do think she is going to end up being a huge hero by the end of the series. But I do think she qualifies as an anti-hero with her past. So she is on the list. These are really in no particular order, except the last one is definitely my favorite. Next is Rina Carazal, or Carazal, not sure how to pronounce it. She is from the Star Thief Chronicles series. The first book is called The Star Thief. The second book is called Athena's Ashes. This is a new adult series that is also sci-fi, and it's fun. There are alien species. She flies around on spaceships. She has basically been a thief, and she is ready to retire and just kind of fall into the shadows, but she's still very young. She ends up taking another job that gets her wrapped up in some government or military operations, and she actually ends up working for the good guys for once. And so she's struggling with that, like, can I have a future there? Can I be reformed? That kind of thing. So, very fun series. I will say in the first book, the new adult scenes are kind of awkward and gratuitous. They get a little better, but the rest of the book, the politics, the thief business, the other alien species, all of that is very well done. The characters are wonderful. The plot moves quickly. So, do recommend that series, and Rina Carazal is one of my favorite anti-heroes. Next on my list is Dan Jenkins, and he is from a series, I think the series is called Kick. The first book is definitely called Kick. The author is John Monk. I would never have heard about this book except that P.T. Hilton included it in his top books of 2014 video, which was actually a song, which was way cool. And so when I read the premise, I checked it out, and I believe at that time the Kindle edition of this first book was free. And it is so fun. I'm about 75% through now. Alright, so Dan Jenkins is your main character, and he had about your average life, but for some reason committed suicide when he was, I believe, 28 years old. So he went to the great wherever, where his consciousness just kind of floats, and he just has to wait. He didn't know if anything was ever going to happen. But occasionally, it's almost like a little door opens, and if he moves towards it, he all of a sudden inhabits another body. Now, these are bodies that are normally inhabited by people who, yeah, very questionable, very low life. They're always involved in something shady, drugs, or, yeah, some nasty stuff. So he thinks that it is his job to kind of make sure they are no longer a danger to society, whether that means having them take themselves out, or having them leave themselves in a place where they will definitely be caught with lots of evidence and make sure they're put away for a long time. He kind of has to decide that every time because there's no one really giving him instructions. He refers to the great whomever, but has never had any kind of direct communication with them. So he is a lot of fun because he is in all kinds of new situations that are dark and unfamiliar to him, and he is having to adjust. And that he is just so funny. This author is hilarious. I am cracking up reading this. It feels a lot like reading Pulp Fiction, where I'm laughing and then going, oh gosh, it's terrible. I shouldn't be laughing at something like that. So it's one of those uncomfortable, oh, but so funny at the same time. Next on my list is Locke Lamora. The first book is The Lies of Locke Lamora. The series is called The Gentleman Bastard. The author is Scott Lynch, and I believe that the third book is out already. The fourth book is coming out, but I have only read the first two, The Lies of Locke Lamora and Red Sea Under Red Skies. Yeah, I think that's it. But gosh, you can't help but love Locke. He obviously is a thief and a con man and gets himself into all kinds of trouble along with all his friends. But he also does good things for others and helps others. And as he matures, is becoming more towards the hero, maybe. I don't know. Remains to be seen. But he is definitely an anti-hero. In some ways, he is a hero. And he definitely uses some questionable methods to go about doing what he does. And my favorite all-time anti-hero is Tyrion Lannister from A Song of Ice and Fire. Of course, the first book is The Game of Thrones. And he is the misformed brother of Cersei Lannister and Jaime Lannister. And he does some nice things for people. But he definitely does a lot of questionable things as well. So I think in the end, the hero is going to win out in the series. At least I hope so. He sure is one of my favorite characters in that series, if not my very favorite. So there you have my list of anti-heroes. Tell me what you think. Are these anti-heroes? Are these reformed villains? Are they something else? Who do you consider to be your favorite anti-heroes? All right, thanks so much for watching and happy reading.